Hi again, fourth graders. This video is to show you how to do some weaving in your sketchbook. I have several different kinds of materials here. In the past, we've just woven with yarn, and yarn is always an easy thing for you to weave with, but I thought it would be fun if you found things around your house that you could weave. And so it has to be something that's like flexible, and that would be things like this is just torn fabric that I found, different kinds of fabric. This is stretchier. I have some colored pieces of paper. I also have some comic paper from the newspaper, so you could even have pieces of newspaper that you weave. Be really creative. But just don't cut up anything that your mom or dad is going to be mad about. Just find things around your house that you could do that with. So when we weave weaving is like a pattern, and it is the pattern of going over and under, over and under. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose whatever you want first. I'm just going to take this piece of paper as my first piece of paper, and I'm going to go under first. So if I go under here, my next one I'm going to have to go over, and then the next one I'm going to go under. And you can just kind of, if you do this, you can just kind of open up the places that goes under, and then it automatically goes over, under, over, under, like that. And I've got my first row of weaving. It's also important when you're weaving for each of your rows to be the opposite. So if I did the same thing here and I went under, it wouldn't create a weave. It would just kind of all be loose. So my next one's going to be the opposite. My next row will be the opposite to what I did here. I'm going to try a piece of fabric this time. This probably won't be as easy to slide under, but it'll be interesting. So I went under here, so I went under here, so I'm going to go over. I'm going to do the opposite thing. So I'm going to go over and then under, over, and then under, over and under, and just keep going down until I am at the end, like that. Look at that. That makes a nice, interesting line here. Okay, look at that. So this is the opposite. See that? It's the opposite. You'll have kind of a checkerboard pattern is what you'll have. So go ahead and just keep try different things. Don't just have one kind of thing. And fill up your whole page of your sketchbook with your weaving. You could also, like this piece of yarn is a little bit longer than I had my other pieces. You could even do a couple of rows with something, and then, because this is kind of thin, it might be interesting if I did a couple of rows to make it a little more interesting. And I would just pull that through and then do the opposite on this row that I did on the other row. See that? Just over and under. That's all weaving is. It's over and under. Oh, whoops, I did that wrong. Over and under. So just keep going over and under, and you will have a nice checkerboard pattern, and it will be, if you use different materials, you'll have different widths, and I think that makes, and textures, I think that makes it really interesting. Fill up your whole page until you get to here, and then you have a really super interesting page in the middle of your book that's all weaving.